Hello there.
Hi. Hello.
Welcome to yet another episode of the Tabletop Trio Podcast. I'm Bob.
I'm Joe.
I'm Bronson.
And we've got a full house this week, back at it yet again.
It's about time.
We did
Damn me.
It's me. I'm the problem. It's me.
We got great episode for you.
Indeed.
And we're going to be debuting something very
Apparently
special.
very soon.
Very soon. Also, we got a cat cam.
It's here.
And of course, the cat walks away as soon as we throw the camera up. And the cat's coming to me as if I am the source. Well,
You are the source. You are the cat.
technically,
Yep.
that is true.
You're the cat man.
Meow, 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 meow. But yeah, so if you're a podcast listener, I guess you're just going to have to watch on Twitch. But we do have a cat just outside of the camera frame. He's just like,
Up.
wait.
You see his head every now and again, just like, her. Is it because I put a camera on the floor and he's like, what the hell is that?
What do heck?
He's like half rubbing his face. There he goes.
Oh, he's noticed that there is indeed catnip. So anyway,
As we get distracted by
as
the
we
cat.
get completely distracted, which I guess was the point of cat cam.
Yeah.
much.
Spot on.
There he goes. It's so stupid.
It's amazing. My favorite is the graphic that I created for it.
I mean, it's better than the cursed one you made.
So the story behind it, I created the most cursed cat image, and I'll
How?
So I went into Photoshop, and if you can't tell, I know barely anything about Photoshop. I went into it thinking, all right, I'm going to go in, I'm going to remove the background of this stock photo of a cat in a party hat, because duh.
Yep,
Right. I was looking for the derpiest one available, and it was that with like a minimal background. So that was just an all-white background. I go in, I use the lasso tool to surround it, I invert the selection, and I hit delete, and nothing happens. And I'm like, all right, let me go in, and it says like background. It's like fill, color, content aware. And I'm like, oh, maybe content aware. This way it'll get rid of the background and it's aware that there's content and we'll keep that. No, it filled the background with the content that I had circled. So it was the most cursed image of a cat I think I've ever seen.
That makes a lot of sense, but in all the wrong ways.
Like, a task failed successfully.
No, it failed not successfully.
But that was my foray into Photoshop. And 4am Watch, by the way, says, I approve of the cat cam.
Is he still big chilling over there?
Oh, yes. He is rubbing his face all in there. And at this point, no one needs to watch us.
Right.
Yeah, because we have a cat.
Right,
It's cat
we have a
time.
cat now.
Yeah. This is the cat podcats.
Yeah,
Oh, Jesus Christ. Podcats.
well, it's been a good episode.
Wow, that's the first time that hasn't been used for me.
All because I hit the wrong button. I meant to do, and they're next to each other.
Fantastic.
Same vibe, honestly.
Yeah,
it's about
yeah, pretty much.
same vibe.
So, yeah, cat cam. You know, we were told, I was researching this camera, that it didn't have a clean output and it's gonna have like the retro look with like the battery and all that stuff. And I was like, honestly, kind of love that. We hook it up to a cat cam. It'd be like a fun, interesting thing. We're testing earlier today. I plug everything in, plug in because it looks like ass on the camcorder itself.
Oh, it's so bad.
Because the screen's like the little 2.5 inch, like absolutely trash LCD screen. I plug it into the HDMI thing, turn on the laptop to get the source, and I was like, oh my God, it looks really good. Hey, wait, where's all the shit that's supposed to be there?
Yeah, like every forum Joe looked at all said, oh, it doesn't have clean output. You're going to get the recording and all the numbers and all that kind of crap on.
Yeah.
And we're like, all right, like that would look cool for the gimmick.
Right.
Like, that's literally why I created the graphic that says cat cam on it.
Yeah, and yet we get a nice, crisp 1080p output that I could zoom into. I was standing over here. I zoomed into behind the camera, into a piece of Chex Mix that was the size of the entire image. Your boy's got some zoom.
Nice.
Why do we need that? I genuinely don't know.
So you're still in the optical and not yet digital zoom.
I don't think that had optical. It didn't do the thing where it started zooming into something else. So they don't really specify. It just says it has 60 times zoom. So
Interesting.
I don't know. I can't imagine it being all optical because the whole camcorder is like $250, and I just
Yeah, it doesn't sound like something that would be in a...
yeah, I'd have to imagine that's...
Well, I'm glad it worked real good.
Yeah. We, is he there?
Oh, yeah.
Chilling?
He's getting some scratchies going.
So
There he do.
It do work. So we will soon have, I guess, our 3-cam setup where we'll have whatever thing we are looking at and cat cam every now and then when they're just there.
Here
we
comes.
might have
There
another.
is a
Xena.
second cat. There are multiple cats on the camera.
Day
It's
one,
working.
enormous success.
Yes.
So
Highest rated episode ever.
So I guess speaking of cameras, this brings to something I've been looking into. Camera lenses are dumb expensive. I was looking for a lens. I guess should we do other breaking news?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right.
We're full of announcements
Yeah,
today.
it's just one of those days.
Announcement
Me and Bob, and thus Tabletop Trio, will be heading to the Pocono racetrack for a NASCAR event where we will have media credentials. So I will be a photographer for a day. Well, I guess 3 days.
You are the official freelance photographer for my job.
And
Yeah.
And we happen to be a part of a podcast together.
I will be staying home because I don't want to go.
You could watch it.
I could.
You could be there in spirit.
I could also play Tears of the Kingdom.
That is also true.
That is true.
You know,
Honestly, I'll probably be playing Tears of the Kingdom during the race as well. So, you know.
makes sense.
So I'm excited. I'm going to be running around like an idiot while he sits in air conditioning. Because I'm going to be trying to get photos of just like the dumbest thing. Like, where could I go without getting in trouble to get the best photo is where I'll be going, is what I'm aiming for. But I've been doing a ton of research on like what kind of lenses should I bring. And I'm going to bring both cameras because I need to be swapping back and forth quickly. But I'm not going to be changing the lenses on the field because that'd be stupid.
Remember, you only get in trouble if somebody catches you where you're not supposed to be.
That's what I'm saying.
That is true.
Granted, I think I'm going to have a very glowy vest, but like
You
that's
are.
beside the point.
You're going to be having a bright, bright purple vest with a number that is associated with you. So anyone can see that number and be like, oh, yeah, Joe's fired.
69, 69, 69. So I was looking for all of these things, and I'm trying to get a lens, and I was like, okay, so the one that everyone kind of recommends is like a further zoom lens, but you need like a really, really fast shutter and a really, really fast autofocus. And I was like, yeah, that makes sense. The thing's moving like 170 miles an hour. I assume you need a pretty quick autofocus. So I looked at the lens, I find it. I was like, oh, cool. That's the one. How much is it? $2,800. And I was like,
Yeah, it's a little steep.
That's
a
lot.
little steep.
Granted, it's one of those things you buy once for like 10 to 15 years. And you're good for like all of photography. So it is like a steep cost, but also if you're taking any sort of photo at any sort of distance, that's apparently the one that you use. That's just it. When you're like looking at like football games and you see all those guys at the sidelines with like obscenely large lenses, that's what they got. So
big the lens needs the tripod and not the camera.
correct.
Dang.
So my camera looks like a toy with the lens attached to it. But I'll see what I could do. I'll see if I actually end up with that one. I'm sure if we do, it'll be on the stream, and I'll zoom into like a bird's eye from like halfway across the room or something. And
Taking spy photography of like your neighbor's house or something.
yeah, I don't know. It's just crazy, but you know, it's fun. Hobbies, yada yada.
Could focus on that nice red tree you just got.
I can.
It's true.
The tree.
The tree, the fountain that's out there.
It is so zen.
It's awesome.
I sit outside. Like I went and showered after I moved the tree because everything hurt. Because trees are heavy. PSA, just in case you knew. Any tree after like 7 feet, it's hefty.
Who'd have thunk?
Yeah. Honestly, it doesn't look like a heavy tree.
Or the dirt?
Yes.
Okay.
Because I thought it was just the dirt. So I tilted the tree sideways, and then I had
rolled that sucker.
I had Elena literally laying down, just kicking to like roll it. So I had to hold the tree up and then help roll it, and like the whole entire tree is heavy.
Right.
Which, looking back now on all of like the Final Destination movies, would never happen. Where like the logs just shoot out the back. Literally never gonna happen. They weigh so much more than what they led onto.
They would roll off the sides.
They would either roll off the sides or break the metal before they attempted to fly backwards. Like, it just, no. They must have gotten the physics from, like, a pack of toothpicks. And it was like, yeah, that'll work. So, no. Incorrect. Thing weighs, like, 700 pounds. It was like a 12-foot tree that is basically sticks. It's a Japanese maple. It's not a very thick tree.
You mean the movie that has some of the most gruesome deaths got the physics wrong?
Yeah, I know. Who'd have thought?
Wasn't that the same movie where they went to a stock car race and the car went flying over the catch fence into the crowd?
It's highly possible.
Or was
It
that
sounds
a
like
different
it.
Well, they've made
Final
like
Destination?
20 or something at this
There
point?
were a lot.
There's a lot of them.
Whatever one I saw, there was a stock car race and the car climbed over the catch fence into the crowd. Very like Maude Flanders getting killed in the Simpsons vibe. And that just is next to impossible to happen.
Yeah, I figured. But yeah, there was a lot of things in that movie that were just like, oh yeah, dumb.
You mean the Golden Gate Bridge collapsing is like the peak of realism?
So yeah. We did some stuff in the backyard. I know we were talking about that last stream. I've spent an entire week collecting opinions on how to move a tree, and none of them worked. So
Sometimes the best piece of advice is just roll it.
well, so one of my guys at work
Just
was
roll
like,
it.
Put a tarp
He's there,
down.
Steve Winwood.
So one of my guys was like, put a tarp down, soak the grass, and then put the tree on the tarp, and then you'll just be able to pull the tarp. And I was like, I mean, that in theory makes sense. It's a reverse slip and slide. So like, yeah, let's try that. Spray the grass, get it all nice and wet, roll the tree onto the tarp, try to pull the tarp. I was like, bitch ain't moving nowhere. It works for small trees.
You were overcome by the coefficient of static friction.
Yeah, but I did get to play with a front loader for a little while, which was a lot of fun.
That's awesome.
That didn't destroy the grass or the patio or anything?
If you see the chunk of dirt over there that is no longer grass, that's what that was.
Makes sense.
So I go to Home Depot, and I was like, "What's the biggest tool you will let me rent to pull?"
Well, our
my
manager's in the
Gladiator?"
back. I don't know if he's up for rent, though.
Thanks, Bob.
That's what I'm here for.
So I was like, "What's the biggest thing you'll let me rent with the Gladiator?" Because I see there's some stuff on there, but they have 2,500 written on it, and they were like, "Oh, yeah, your car can't pull that," because I wanted to get the front loader with the excavator part, so I could like
Diggy hole.
Well, I didn't need the front loader part. I just wanted to put the tree in the digger part and just lift it and then just drop it. And I was like, ta-da! But I didn't have a big enough car. So they were like, you can rent that front loader. And I was like, front loader, how much could that thing lift? And it was like 1,000 pounds. And I was like, sounds good. I think that tree is like 600. So let's go for it. Is it 4 feet? And they're like, yeah. Here's the website. It says it's 4 feet wide. I was like, perfect. Rent it. Pull it here, get it all set up, get out of the trailer, go up the street into the driveway, get up to where the fence is, open up the fence, kind of line up how you're going to just, drive straight in. Everything will be fine. And then Elena's looking at it, and she's like, I I don't think that's going to fit. And I'm like looking at it and looking there and then looking back. And I'm like, I think it's just the front loader part. So I lift the front loader like up where it would be over the fence. I was like, problem solved. That's it. I'm a genius.
No.
Start going forward.
Famous last words.
The fucking tires that they changed on the front loader were too wide. So it was 4 foot, like 8 inches instead of like the 4'3" that I had, or 4'4". I was literally like 3 inches off.
Damn.
So I had to reverse back, put it back in, go back to Home Depot, and be
Cursing the whole way.
whole way. And then I got there, and I was like, it didn't work. They're like, what do you mean it didn't work? I'm like, you said it was 4 feet wide. It is indeed not 4 feet wide. It is 4 foot 8 inches. You should put that somewhere for the next guy that rents it, by the way. And then they had to like go and cancel like everything, which I still have to go check and make sure they did indeed cancel. Because I don't feel like charging $300 for the 8-minute joyride I took a front loader on. But it was
however
fun.
I was going to say, however, it does sound like a lot of fun.
Was
For
a lot
that
of- was a
particular
lot of fun.
rental, the journey was the destination.
I got to do a lap in my driveway with an excavator.
Yeah, I parked in the street too, so I had to drive it that extra like 50 feet. Really like turned the little from turtle to rabbit and really got up there on the throttle. Like I was having fun. Don't get me wrong.
You're just like, yeah, neighbors, be jealous. I'm driving heavy equipment.
So what
Look at me.
And your neighbors on that side are like, we can't do that because we're always intoxicated.
I wanted to originally get, when I got the tree in, I had like a 4-hour rental. So I was just gonna post in the neighborhood and be like, who wants to do dumb shit with a front loader? I got like,
And you didn't call me?
well, I didn't end up using it, so I had to return it. So I wasn't gonna use it for that 4 hours. So if I used it, I would have had about 3.5 hours if I did my math right.
Who
of
wants
just-
the bucket ride?
Yeah, who wants to do some dumb shit on a front loader? But yeah, here we are. I didn't get to do any of it.
Sad.
I just got to drive it.
Now I'm just picturing you sitting there in the middle with a rope and giant slip and slide just spinning around in circles. Just yeeting somebody around.
I wanted to just like start pulling like shit, like just, oh, that tree? What tree? Like, I don't
People's cars. Just rearrange them.
know. Just go pick up minis.
Just go full on killdozer.
It wasn't that big. It was a little guy.
Old bridge took too long to approve my hot tub.
Would have been great to move the hot tub. Wouldn't have even had to empty it. Just
Yeah, just
hook it up and pull.
I feel like the risk
Strap a
of
cane around
damaging
the
it with the front loader would have been pretty high.
Oh,
you
yeah.
just pull a chain around it. Yeah, you're fine.
Would have been fine.
You pull the chain right through the fucking hot tub. Let me
Yeah,
tell you.
probably. With what is that? 300 something gallons of water times 8 pounds a gallon.
You will briefly have a swimming pool and then a large insurance bill.
I mean, technically, a hot tub is a swimming pool.
It is.
You don't really swim in a hot tub, right?
You can.
If you climb in a hot tub, does that make the hot tub soup?
No. It's not intended for consumption.
No, but
That's not the definition of soup.
But if you're going to say that, then you're going to say anytime anybody steps in a puddle, it's soup.
I mean,
Well, technically,
Protein
but also
in
no, because
in liquid.
puddles aren't heated.
yeah, there has to be heat element
But the
there.
sun heats it.
Yeah,
a
but
shallow puddle
it's
will
not
get a little water.
It's not like actively heated.
I
That's
still don't
passive
think it
heating.
qualifies. Jeffrey
don't know.
Dahmer.
It's, if human, then soup.
All right, so FBI, if you're watching, Bob is Hannibal.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Big shout out to our most consistent viewer, the NSA.
Yeah.
Thanks for always watching, guys.
Here, I'll give you the cat cam. Okay, look at the cat. Just.
He's got the Dos Equis.
The
Oh yeah.
He's got the Dos Equis, one arm.
Oh.
I
He's
don't
very
always
most-
pass out on the rug, but when I do, it's because a ton of catnip is here.
He is the most interesting cat in the house.
He's chilling. I
even-
had to move the camera just a little bit just so he gets perfectly in frame there.
Oh, did you?
Oh yeah.
It's a good thing
Some
it's on a
say
tripod.
when the vet tried to neuter him, the scissors broke.
All we know.
He once fell all the way down the stairs, and the stairs were damaged, yet he was unharmed.
I think he did fall down the stairs once, which is why he's still afraid of heights.
Proven entirely capable of eating his entire body weight in food thrice a day. He is the most interesting cat in the house.
We'll climb up the cat stand, but won't get down.
He was very confused.
He scream.
He does. For no reason. He actually, no, well, he has reasons now. Still sometimes no reason, but mostly he screams when he has to poop.
Yeah,
He screams. He screams. He screams just before he's like, "Hey, I'm gonna take a shit." Just letting all you know.
Someone spot me.
and then he goes to the litter box. Like, all right, thanks for sharing. He yells right before he's about to eat. So, I don't know. Maybe for like another cat to just come by and watch it back. I don't know. He just yells, and then you hear food eating.
One of my cats hissed for the first time ever, and I guess you already know which one that is. We brought Luna to the vet. She had to get blood work done. And, you know, she is a spicy kitty whenever anybody that's not Allie or I are anywhere near her.
Oh, yeah.
So they had to drug her up. Most cats, when they get drugged up, they kind of like, what? For hours, right? Not Luna. Luna scream. Luna exclusively scream. We had to sequester her away in the bedroom while she recovered from being doped up because she needed blood work. And the vet was like, yeah, I'm not touching that thing unless you drug the shit out of it.
Honestly,
and I was
fair.
like, yeah, I got you.
Yeah, I concur.
What's the dosage? Not 4 times this? Got it. Horse tranquilizer.
we're
That's what
gonna
we need
double
for
that,
Luna. But anyway,
What's
we had
the
her
one for large beavers? That's the one that would...
Do you guys have any of that Wolverine tranquilizer in stock? Because it's honestly like just about the same level. So anyway, over tranking one of my cats aside, we had her locked up in one of the rooms while she like recovered. Allie had her on the bed and was like petting her, and Luna decided it was a good time to vacate the bed and took a headfirst dive off the bed, like completely uncoordinated, just tried to jump down and just full on face into the floor, like, and the whole time she's just going, rah, rah. I don't want to keep doing noise because it's annoying, but like constant, literally constant, screaming in the other room. Nobody's in there. Somebody's in there. Someone's outside. Doesn't matter. Screaming. Finally, she comes down off the dope the next morning, and Allie goes to let Luna out, and Luna and Baby, who are like best friends, look at each other face to face, and for the first time, I hear Baby go, and I was like, I didn't even know you could do that, and I had to like scoot them away from each other. Apparently, she smelled a little different because I don't know, whatever the doctor did or what.
Okay.
And, you know, Baby was like,
And she's like, no.
no, I don't know. I don't know you. That's my purse. I don't know you. But yeah, now they're actually still locked away from each other because they're still getting a little feisty.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe she smells permanently differently because of the vet's office, or now maybe, you know, Baby associates her with that smell, which she hates.
Or sound
yeah.
or something. Or
I don't know. But I don't know. So for
you
right
wouldn't
now.
shut the fuck up for like 36 hours. I'm mad at you
Pissed
about
at
it.
you. But now, yeah, I don't know. I guess maybe Luna's an upstairs only cat now. Lock her up. She can't attack any more of my house guests.
The fuck she ain't. She's gonna get into like the friggin'
Ducts.
yeah, the air ducts.
You're crawling around like.
Just
Oh, God.
the fuck is that? Your house haunted? I thought it was only like 12 years old.
She's gonna be crawling through the fucking duct like John McClane. Get together, have a few laughs.
They're in the air ducts. Oh, my God.
Then I'd smell her in the air ducts.
Yeah, then you definitely.
But yeah, that's my cat story for the week.
Jeez. My dogs fucking love Mr. Softy. Like,
I mean, who doesn't?
but my dogs will freak the fuck out once they hear the diddly diddly doo doo doo. They will go ape shit. I got it on video.
Oh, did you?
And I am gonna play the audio for you from it.
Oh no.
It is majestic because I'm sitting there talking to the dogs as well.
You should hook up the Bluetooth. thought that was a cat.
I make those same noises when the ice cream truck drives by.
Fact.
No.
Yeah, they were. I was like, I work up in my attic, so I just hear. I'm like, oh no,
Oh no.
So I go down to see the dogs.
It's about to be stupid time.
and it gets louder, and my dogs are. And I'm like, guys,
No ice
really?
cream for puppies.
To be honest, that was a fantastic rendition of Adam Sandler and Happy Gilmore. Or Little Nicky, you pick.
Yeah.
Or anything else he's in.
Yeah, or any of the older ones.
They were
Fiending.
beyond. They were so mad at me because I would not let them go out and see the ice cream man. Because my parents will. They'll get like a pup cup and they'll share it.
Yeah.
Wait, is that like an actual...
Yeah, you can order a pup cup from
Size?
the ice cream. No, it's 4 dogs.
Yeah, but like it's like
It's in a cup wide enough for them to eat out of.
yeah. They'll call it a pup cup, but it's like a little like
Just a junior.
of like soft serve.
Our cats do the same thing over the like cat go-gurt we have. It's called like churro or something, but Allie and I go churro. And it's like a tube of go-gurt with wet food in it that smells terrible. But we mix Luna's medicines in it, and she eats it very like cautiously. But baby sprints over and growls if you don't give it to her. So yesterday we had to give her one and mix Luna's medicine in the other one. And she, like, baby is fiending for the churro, and is like eating it out of the tube, out of Allie's hand, like biting it and dragging it so it gets out faster. And Luna's like, something smells a little strange about my churro. And Gypsy's like, give me that one, I don't care.
Like hardcore, like full goblin mode.
Oh,
I
yeah.
can quit whenever I want. Give me that.
So Allie has to pick her up because she is like a crack addict with churro. She like cannot be stopped. So Allie picks her up and like scoops her and holds her like this. And she looks up at Allie. She goes,
Oh no!
Give me the churro.
I love the cat growl, hiss, whine thing. Baby attempts that, but he, has the nose thing, so he ends up just kind of like snoring a little bit.
Like
Doesn't
feel-
really have the same.
I feel like if Baby could talk, he would sound like Stinky from Hey Arnold.
yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
Like that would 100% be Baby.
I was petting behind his ears the other day in a spot that I guess he thoroughly enjoyed, and he started to like attempt to purr, but it didn't actually purr, and ended up just being like,
It just sounds like he's heavy breathing.
yeah, or like the, and I'm like, is that good?
that's
And
the
like
whole
her
thing.
eyes are like rolling, and he's good, he's into it, but he just doesn't do the purr thing.
Just doesn't
kind of-
sound good.
Yeah.
He's trying his best.
One quick housekeeping note. Join us Sunday, June 4th at Silverball Museum in Asbury Park. I know we made the announcement last week, but just a quick reminder on that. Still working on getting a time set for everyone. But Sunday, June 4th, we're doing the show live and going to be interviewing folks and playing some games and all that kind of stuff. So hang out with us then.
You can watch Joe dominate some pinball machines and me lose about every 35 seconds.
Yeah, pretty much. Same.
You never know.
And I'll be somewhere in the middle.
I cheat though because I have them all virtual.
I got ADHD too bad to focus on that little silver ball for
See,
long.
that's the great thing about pinball is that there's so many flashy lights and everything that you're in it. You're there. Every few seconds you can focus on something else. But
Sounds
because
nice.
The little silver ball is banging on something, so you look in that direction. It's like pinball was meant for people with ADD.
I don't know, man. I have a hard time focusing on that little fucker.
Ding, 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 ding.
I'm looking at like the scoreboard change and like when it starts bouncing back and forth between like the bumpers, I just lose it and I'm looking at the lights and then I remember I'm playing pinball and I'm like, oh, bumpers.
Some of it's designed like that,
Yeah, I'm always the one that like when I like the first time I ever played pinball, I'm just like, what am I doing? And I'm like basically like clapping both like
The
flippers at the same time.
Yeah.
There used to be, I think there was a technique for that.
I've
That you
gotten
actually
better.
used both at the same time to like trigger it. Some machines do need that, like the older ones. But there's like it's weird because a lot of pinball machines have like actual games behind them. It's not just like slap ball to get high score. They actually have like a game mode on like how to beat the
Hit
game.
these 3 separate things.
Yeah,
like
in
capture
order,
this
blah, blah,
ball
blah.
in these spots. Yeah.
So, but yeah, we'll talk about that on the 4th.
I
Very hyped.
cannot wait for that. That's going to be so much fun.
Yeah, I'm so excited.
What is it? Silverballmuseum.com.
I think it is just silverballmuseum.com.
You can get all your tickets and all that kind of stuff there.
see
That's
if-
going to be such a good time.
I'll see if I could dig up the first pinball machine I ever had, which I have in my attic. It's I remember my mom or my grandma always used to watch QVC. And she never ordered anything. She would just watch QVC. That was just a thing I guess you did back then. And I remember,
It's window shopping.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I remember it was like, I guess I was like 3rd grade, 4th grade, and we were home eating lunch. I don't know if you guys ever remembered these as a kid, but they were like food trays for like kids. So they would sit like about a foot off the ground, and they would have like, you know, like a cartoon or something. Like I had a Batman one or whatever. And then they wonder why like our entire generation's like, why do you have to always eat while looking at YouTube and stuff? Like, you did it.
Yeah.
You did it. You made us do that. You trained our brains to watch cartoons while you fed us food. Now you're like, why do you always do that? Anyway, we were watching that, and I think a Spider-Man pinball machine, and then there was like a Hulk or something. And me and my brother were like, Grandmama,
Please.
Grandmother, please.
this is all we've ever wanted. And
A pinball machine, grandmama.
she broke. And she got us the pinball machine, and it's small. It's it's like 3 feet, but it's like a little. But I still have it. It's in a box. It's upstairs. It's been in my attic for like 5 years. It was in my parents' attic for like 10 to 12 years. So at this point, it is fully antique status.
It is vintage.
Yeah, but I wonder if it still works. I wonder. Maybe I'll try to pull it out and see if it still
That
exists.
might be a good pre-stream kind of thing.
Yeah.
You know what pinball related thing lives in my head rent free and will until I die? You'll be caught up in the crossfire. Crossfire! It was a PvP pinball machine with like the most 80s metal commercial ever
That
in the
sounds amazing.
90s. And it was like 2 dudes dressed like they were in the Matrix playing PvP pinball at each other.
I think I remember that. It wasn't a real machine. It was like a home thing, right?
Yeah. No, it was like a kid's toy. It wasn't
Yeah,
like
it was
a
a
full
kid's toy.
table. It was like similar in I guess construction to like what I imagine a Beyblade arena ended up looking like.
Holy shit! I think I had this.
Wouldn't surprise me. But the theme song will live rent free in my head forever.
I didn't even know there was.
It was in every commercial.
I just didn't.
Oh my God, yes.
Yeah, but I remember this. It is $65 on eBay, and I'm assuming there are at least 7 missing balls.
Oh my God, I remember that. Holy crap.
But like if you look up Crossfire commercials, you'll hear that song. I don't know why that is what's stuck in my brain, but every few years I'm just like chilling and I'll see a pinball and I go, "You be caught up in the crossfire."
Yeah, apparently
I
you
am
can still
looking
buy
this
it
up
on
now.
Amazon. 65. You want to know what's crazy? I was looking up today how old board games are now also insanely expensive.
It's because like there was a while that it was kind of touted that board games were stupid. Probably like late 80s, mid 90s, early 2000s, people called board games instead of like BOARD, BORED, and made people think that games like Scrabble and Monopoly were like all encompassing the way you played board games. Like, oh, you want to go play Candyland? Lame. But like, first of all, I like Candyland. Fuck off. Second of all, there are so many more types of board games that it's not just roll dice move, that there's so many other type of party games and board games and whatever. And I think people now are kind of rediscovering that as like a fun group activity to do. Like I thought board games were dumb. I've always kind of liked Scrabble and Monopoly, but like not to the point where I would seek out playing them. Until I downloaded like Words with Friends and just started beating the ever living shit out of all my friends and family. And then I was like, oh wait, Scrabble's kind of fun.
Yeah.
This shit kind of slaps. And then I didn't really like playing tabletop games until Zach had me play a Shadowrun tabletop game with him. And I was like, oh, man, this is really fucking fun. Why did everybody tout that board games suck? They don't. For some reason, somewhere in like the late 80s, mid 90s, someone just decided that they wanted to make...
nerdy jock thing that was very big.
Yeah, that's
in the
true.
80s, 90s.
That's true.
Um,
Same way they said, like, led me to believe D&D sucks, and now it's my literal favorite thing to do.
Yeah.
So
I was looking
play
up,
board games. They're fun.
I wanted a game that I always wanted as a kid, but didn't get, called Tornado Rex. You climb up a hill, and at some point, someone triggers Tornado Rex. You press a button, and a Beyblade-style thing just shoots itself down the mountain, causing all sorts of chaos, and just rips your pieces all the fuck over the place. You can go all the way back to the start. You might be avoided, and you're good. You don't know. It's Tornado Rex. I was like, that looks so fucking fun. Sign me up. Where do I get it?
I think I found the Crossfire commercial, by the way.
Oh, yeah,
Play
that's
it.
it.
Play it, put it in the mic. I really hope I didn't just invent this song.
Time in the future. The ultimate challenge.
God, this is so 90s.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I can't hit that note.
I love how they always make it look like there's some crazy intense thing going on, and then you actually get it, and it's just like, cue.
I'm glad I got that first part correct and my brain didn't just manifest that.
Right.
Sometimes I'm like, oh, I remember this perfectly, and I'll go back and watch it, and I'm so off, and I'm like, where did that come from?
All right.
Thanks, brain. Maybe I should be in marketing. Fuck.
Flub that one. Yeah, so Tornado Rex is about $300.
Sheesh.
It's a board game with a board and like 8 pieces of plastic. $300 because they don't make it anymore.
So what you're saying is you and I are laser cutting a new copy.
I don't know. Well, it was like the 3D plasticky.
We
whatever
can
thingy.
rebuild him. We have the technology.
We can make it stronger.
Look
We
for
can
an
probably
STL
3D
for
print
it,
it.
yeah.
So I'm wondering if there is going to be a trend where all of these companies, because I'm pretty sure they were all like Hasbro and all the other ones, if they're gonna do like the and if not Hasbro, I have an idea. It's gonna make you a lot of money. You know how Disney has the vault? Where like every year they're like, and this year coming out of the vault is fucking Pinocchio, but like the one from the 70s or whatever bullshit. Like, and then they do like 3 movies a year forever because people buy them because we don't have enough copies of them. So if Hasbro did something like that, where like all of those games from like the 80s and the 90s that were like fun, but there aren't that many left, just remake them.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
Get them back in the market. The Futurama Monopoly is selling for $300 to $500.
Holy
Damn.
shit.
Monopoly. The thing
Dude,
that there is
special-
like a million versions of.
Special edition Monopolies go fucking hard, and
Yeah.
it's probably gaining popularity again because
the
there's a
new-
new season coming out,
Right.
which I am stoked for, by the way.
Yes.
Please let me be excited for
Please don't
one
suck.
thing and actually have it freaking deliver. Because like I pointedly do not like. I see a movie coming out and I'm like, no, don't do it. Don't fall. Don't get into the trap. I see a video game coming out. I'm like, don't do it. What if they betray you? They've done it so many times before. I'm actually hyped for this one. Don't fuck it up.
Was it Hulu?
I think it's Hulu. Yeah.
So I think because on their thing they have it as Fulu.
What?
They're like on the marketing material.
Oh.
For the new Futurama, it's in like Fulu, but it's in the Hulu letters.
Oh.
So I'm excited for that. I truly hope the new season's good. But yeah, I was just looking up these old games. Like I had like 15 minutes, and I was like, what are some old board games that like I remember that I would love to have again? So there's one. I think my uncle has it. It's a huge fucking game. It's about the size of this table, and it was a horse racing game. It's 2 players, or I think it might have even be more than 2 players. But there was like, I guess there's like a series of rubber bands or something, underneath this giant fucking derby track, and you have marbles, and you have to roll the marbles into the thing and like hit the other side to make your horse move a step, and that's
that's cool.
the game. So it's like a horse derby racing game, but I think you could like up to 8 people could play, and you're just dropping marbles like as fast as you can
That's awesome.
into this. And I guess you got to get the right speed to get it into the hole or whatever. And I always like my uncle had it. I don't think any of the pieces were like because the rubber like got all because it was from when they were a kid.
Oh, yeah.
So like this is an old.
Yeah.
But I would love to get like that again. Like just try to get like these old vintage games that like are fun. But are hard to come by now, I guess. And I didn't realize, because like you always see when you're at like garage sales or whatever, there's always a pile of board games that are like $3 you pick, or like it's going in the garbage. Does anybody want these? I never really realized, unless it's like really, really recent, there is a market for board games.
Yeah, I mean, the more I see like pickers stuff come up on my Instagram reels and Facebook reels and YouTube shorts, the more I realize that probably more than half the stuff sitting in like a Goodwill or a consignment shop is probably worth way, way like more than you would think to the right buyer.
Yeah.
It's just how do you remember that much to connect the dots when you see it? Because even Kyle was talking about, he goes and he picks up old cast iron and Corningware sets and all these things that you would never think would be worth anything if you weren't knowledgeable in it, and then he'll flip them for big bucks.
Yeah. I mean, he was even saying the last time he was on our show how, like, he knows a guy who knows a guy, like, oh, you need a set of golf clubs? Oh, I'll go reach out to blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
Or, like, they'll text me, like, oh, we just got a shipment of cast iron in, you might want to check out blah, 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 blah.
The biggest score I ever
that's
got
wild.
going to Englishtown auction was my stepfather had this like Rotunda DVD changer, right? And I know when he bought it, he was like bragging about it. It was like this couple $100 thing. Like before digital network storage was really like accessible to a home, like a homeowner as like a piece of consumer electronics. It was like 100 disc DVD Rotunda, and you could program it so it had the title in each slot and blah, blah, blah.
Oh, that's cool.
And then I could mess with him and change the names on stuff. Anyway.
Naughty Nurses 5.
Locked. What's the pin? Damn it.
But I knew when he got that it was like a couple $100, and I was like, wow, that is seriously cool. I'm glad we have this. And then I'm walking through Englishtown auction, and I see one.
Oh.
And I'm like, there's no way this person is just trying to get this out of here. And I'm like, what is that? And she's like, oh, I think it's like a DVD player or something. And I'm like, how much you want for it? She's like, $25. And I was like, okay.
Sold.
And I get
Yes.
it. And I didn't look into it enough when I was there. I brought it home. Not a DVD player. This one was the CD version. And I was bummed. I was like, shit, I wasted $25. Go online to eBay, look it up. Regular sells for $250. And I'm like,
That's
what?
basically a jukebox.
yeah.
You gotta remember, those are like still used today for people who like CDs.
And I ended up selling it on, I think, like Craigslist or something for like $200. And I was like so psyched that I made $175 just because I knew this one random thing. Think of how many people just make that like their whole livelihood. Like after you retire, just go to auctions in the morning.
That's a couple of
I should
my
start doing that with NASCAR.
a couple of my family friends are all about just going around, and we were talking because he goes to garage sales. That's literally what he does every weekend, all day. He goes to garage sales. He'll drive 40, 50, 60 miles for garage sales just to go, and he tries to pick up trains. His whole thing is trains.
Oh,
so
my God, you have no idea. Well, you do have an
I do.
idea, but those who don't know about model trains have no idea how ridiculous those get.
My dad has a fuck ton of those.
Yeah. Oh, this guy's his entire basement.
And they're all in box. Like,
Yep. Well, not all of them. He has a train board out with
When I
his
was-
display, and then he's got the boxes, and he's got doubles of the boxes, and then he refurbs them, and then he sells the refurbed ones. So he's always he's like, I'm like, yo, when you are looking at your thousands and thousands of garage sales, just always gander to see if they have any magic cards. You never know. here's like the big 15. And he goes, well, how much could they possibly be worth? I'm like, you know how you didn't know how much trains could be worth? He's like, yeah. I'm like, yeah, okay, here's one of the cards. And he's like,
I'm sorry. Does that card cost as much as a new car? Yep.
no more. House, actually.
Yeah.
So he's like now on the lookout for stuff like that. But it's like, you know what you know.
Yeah.
But a lot of people
Don't know shit.
don't know anything. So I'm always on the lookout. That's why like I'm always trying to learn more, and I love going to garage sales and stuff like that because I am like the jack of all trades knowledge. Because I don't know, ADD plus wanting to know things,
Yeah.
plus always trying to gather knowledge means I know way too much about the dumbest shit.
Yeah. I
So,
feel that.
Like people will be talking about something. I'm like, oh, and then you do that with that. And they're like, how the fuck do you know anything about that? And I'm like, I honestly, I don't even remember how I know it now, but I do know it. But that's just a lot of what I say all the time.
Yeah.
So,
ADHD do be like that.
hyper focus on that thing for like 5 hours, and then my brain just remembers that, but not like what I should eat for dinner or like, you know, what I need to get at the grocery store. No, it's like the fucking calculator from 1987.
I feel like some of the time that knowledge is cool, but other times it's just like it kind of makes me feel bad. Like if I talk to somebody who went to school for to be a doctor or to be a lawyer or to be any non-math based, I shouldn't even say that because like physicists still have cool things they can say in conversation. There are such a limited user group of people who give a shit about my like fine-tuned engineering knowledge.
Radio.
Yeah. like before, right? I say the coefficient of static friction. Nobody's like, oh, cool, what's that? Everybody's like, math word, shut up.
Well,
That's the best way, though, to get out of small talk.
yeah.
Oh, what do you do? Oh, I do X, Y, and Z.
Got it. I mean, I have the IT thing, but it's the only reason it's interesting is because I've fixed enough shit. Because everyone comes to me and they're like, "Could you fix toasters?" And I'm like, "What?" I mean, probably, but like,
Yeah, just don't try to wash it in the bathtub.
what does that have to do?
Or do, depending on who you
yeah,
are.
or do. But, like, it's at the point now where everything has a circuit boards. Like, can you fix my coffee machine? I'm like, yeah, I mean, technically, yeah, sure. So like, I'll fix it, and then the word spreads about all of the things that I can fix.
That's what happened to me when I was fixing Xboxes.
Yeah.
I quit my job like when I was in college because I was fixing so many freaking Xboxes, and then I found a broken phone, and I was like, I bet you I could fix this motherfucker too. And I started fixing broken phone screens, and I quit my job as a security guard at Six Flags to start working fixing phone screens and made it like, I don't know, 10 times more money doing it.
Yeah.
Just, I don't know. It's niche
It's
hobby.
Once you learn something, it becomes a usable thing that you know. And
Now,
you know,
do you guys have, because with me, a lot of the shit that I know because of my job and my chosen career can kind of just be like shit on. Like,
What do you mean?
so, you know the phone taps that you hear on like Z100 and all that kind of stuff?
Yeah.
They're all fake. All of them are fake.
really?
What?
Yeah. Like
I figured-
actually,
I
wouldn't
figured
say
some of
all
them.
of them,
Wait.
but the majority of them, like the Battle of the Roses,
Oh, no, I know that's fake.
And all
well,
that?
Yeah,
assume
that's
those are-
pre-recorded as hell.
majority of it is
I had to stop listening
fake.
to those because they gave me so much anxiety. It's all just people like really nastily judging each other. Like, oh, this person never called me back. Why didn't you call me back? Oh, well, you smelled like a sack of 9-week-old potatoes. Like, oh my God. Like, I could never imagine dragging somebody like that on the radio unless they really deserved it.
Yeah, and I would say way worse things.
yeah, the majority of them are
Actors.
Scripted.
if not fake, completely fake, scripted actors. Could even be the staff at the station. Like, hey, read this real quick.
Bob, have you ever?
I personally have never been a part of it
Why not?
because my voice is already on the radio station.
Change it.
Change it. Do the thing. No, not that thing. The other thing. The classic radio voice.
Oh, hey, we're going over
Leave
here.
that. You're good.
hey, here I am on radio station.
I finally found a way to market my plethora of D&D voices.
Well, I could always go on and talk like this. I always do try to talk to any scam callers. And
Damn it, Janet, I didn't
Do
call
one
you
of them
back
kind of
because you
things.
smelled like a
dang it, Janet.
bad thing here.
Dang it, Bobby.
God dang it, Bobby. Whoa.
Could you imagine that on the radio? Be like, well, I'm turning that one off for the day. Driving to the hospital. Think I had a stroke.
I showed up and she looked like Hank Hill, so I turned around and walked out the door. Oh my God, you motherfucker.
Wait, but we live in New Jersey. Why did he have a southern accent?
Yeehaw.
Well, I'm from South Jersey.
Yeah, I was going to
so
say, it's the south part of Jersey.
Alabama.
yeah, I'm down in the Pine Barrens. I'm a piney. From my feet down to my hiney.
Oh God. Wait, from your
Or wait,
feet.
head down to my hiney.
Okay. Feet down to your hiney. So you're doing a handstand and
Yeah.
only waist down is southern?
Correct.
Sure.
The fun half.
It's the pines, okay?
So,
We don't know anatomy.
so what you were saying.
The pines are basically Alabama of New Jersey.
Yeah.
For those of you not in New Jersey.
When you drive south in New Jersey, you will hit a point where you just start hitting pine trees and only pine trees, and that's what is the Pine Barrens. And then you emerge in AC, and everything's terrible.
Home of the Jersey Devil.
I thought it was further north.
The pines.
Was it? Mm-hmm. I thought it was in the north bumblefuck area.
I'm sure it's there,
I
too.
thought they played at the Javits Center.
Prudential.
Prudential Center.
Damn it.
Newark.
What's a hockey?
What's
Wait, Javits Center. Isn't that New York?
I don't know.
I don't even know if that's still a center.
Oh, no, it is because I think Manhattan College plays there.
Oh.
I thought. I don't know.
I know the New
All
York
the,
Auto Show's there.
the only arena in Manhattan that I can easily identify as MSG because I've been there. But anyway.
I have not been to
But-
Prudential for a hockey game ever. I've only been there for wrestling events.
Nice. But why do people shit on it? Back to your original
or
point.
not so much people shitting on it, but like I'm like, oh, by the way, fun fact, that's not real. And everyone's like,
What, do you got to
okay.
ruin things for me?
pretty much.
Well,
Pretty much.
Damn.
Yeah.
It's like, why do you have to be a killjoy? I'm like, because I think it's cool, okay?
Yeah. I do that with computer stuff
Did you
all
know
the
that's
time.
fake? And everyone's like, oh, man. And I ruin everything.
nobody does that to me because nobody wants to continue talking about it or listening to it. I'm like, yeah, did you know that this pre-action is called a pre-action system because it's double acting interlock and the deluge valve is just a small part of the larger system? And they're like, those are some words in some order, and I don't care about either.
Yeah.
Or the crickets.
I have the both. I get the both sides. If I actually start deep diving into whatever thing is broken about their computer, just like glazed. Just I don't understand. So I always I have to like dial it back, be like the thing broke because of the other thing. You following me?
That was one of the interview questions I got when first applying for the role that I had at that data center, where the manager was like, I understand you are a graduate of mechanical engineering, but how would you explain that to a building engineer? And I was like, I would just tell them. They're like, no. How would you explain it to a building engineer? And I described it as I knew it, and they were like, no, dumber. And I'm like, they're not dumber.
Dumber.
And then there are the stellar building engineers who know exactly what I was saying, and there are some building engineers who gave me the vacant expression when I tried to communicate to them what was wrong. And there's a vast array of capability there that I was not expecting.
Yeah. You have to like know who you're talking to. So like if I'm talking to some people in my building who like I know where they're at, I'm like, okay, I know technologically where you stand. I could tell you like up to the problem you're having, but I'm not going to go over your head because you'll just get confused. And then you have like the really bad ones where I'm just like, it was broke, I fixed it. And they're like, well, what was wrong? And I was like, mostly you. But then there was like the thing that was actually broken that you happened to trigger.
The squishy bit between the seat and the computer.
And not the keyboard.
I'm sure it was user error.
So I do get both though. So I guess in the line where we sit is
In the
actually
middle, yeah.
how it goes.
Because I'll also get oh, you work in radio? Give me your radio voice. And I'm like, this is my radio voice.
Just make something up. make something ridiculous. I'd be like, "Hey, this is Bob. I'm on at 2 o'clock in the morning, and here on WFUCK Radio."
And now we'll take a look at the roads with your traffic reports.
Every time somebody asks you that from now on, I want you to respond to them as Macho Man Randy Savage.
Yeah, you're listening to WBOB.
I would
Cream of the crop.
I would turn off my phone Spotify to listen to that DJ. Like 100% of the time. If I was in my car and that DJ was on, I'm not plugging my phone in.
Let me tell you about this new single that came out from Metallica back in 1985.
Yeah, I'd be all in it.
I would love to hear him do the weather report. I have the official temp website that we use.
Wait, we have there is a thing for this? I swear to God, there's a thing for this.
It's gonna be a total of 51 degrees in Wildwood, New Jersey, and a total of 65 in Spring Lake.
Fantastic.
Fun fact, whenever you hear our station saying, oh, currently in this, in this town, we just literally read it off of this website. And at the very end, it tells you the, your out cue. So it tells you what,
It tells you the out cue.
Yeah, and it's the every 15 minutes.
Has everyone ever read the really, really bottom part?
Station, method, date, data pulled Wednesday, May 24th at 9:02 p.m. Page loaded Wednesday, May 24th, 9:09 p.m.
It's like
You said to read everything on the card. Be more specific.
I'm Ron Burgundy.
I don't know why I just reverted to Mickey Mouse for the end of that.
Oh my God. There are people at my job who will straight up read anything you hand them.
oh, that's dangerous.
It's the best.
That's part of Anchorman.
My old job, my former boss is a very prominent radio broadcaster. Mm-hmm. He does play-by-play for an NFL team.
Wow.
He hired one of my friends as his spotter. So he'll literally sit there with binoculars and take a piece of paper and point at the numbers. So it'll be, 52 tackled 17. So he would sit there with a giant piece of paper and go, boop, boop, and would hand him notes, to read for, this first down is brought to you by blah, 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 blah. One day, he decided, I'm going to pull a prank on him because this broadcaster is very Ron Burgundy.
Okay.
Old school guy. So he quickly writes down something on a notepad, and they're doing the national anthem. Mm-hmm. And it's some middle school choir kind of thing. And he hands over a notepad that was from the St. Mary's School for the Deaf, Blind, and Mute.
Oh, no.
And he goes,
No.
God Bless America was performed by the St. Mary's School for the Deaf, Blind, and Mute. Kept going like he didn't realize anything until they started getting that was actually blah, blah, blah high school. And he just read it off
my
it
God.
was amazing.
Fuck you, San Diego.
Would have been.
It was just one of the.
At least he didn't go off the cuff and was like, wow, that was a pretty good rendition for deaf blind.
Deaf, blind, and mute, and they're able to. Wait a minute. Yeah, that was. It was completely a prank pulled by my buddy as a spotter.
God.
Wow, that's fantastic.
Amazing.
So there really are people that where you just hand them this and they just send it.
I totally understand the reason behind it too, because you're so focused, especially when you're doing play-by-play. You're so focused on what's going on out there. You need someone to kind of be like, hey, read this. Hey, read that. Read the other thing. So they'll hand you a piece of paper and you'll just, this thing is brought to you by blah, 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 blah. Toss it. That first down is brought to you by blah, 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 blah. So you kind of get into that rhythm. Because I've even had it where I'll when I'm on the air, I have my stack of commercials that I have to read. This traffic report is brought to you by blank. If I forget to read one, it throws my whole stack off. So I'll pick it up and it's okay, I know that I have to read this after this specific time. I'll pull it up. If the right spot isn't on top, I read the wrong spot.
Honestly, you know when
Like
you used
your
to get
brain
called
goes
on,
to autopilot.
Yeah. You know, like in class in school when you used to get called on to read out loud and everybody like, you could tell who the good readers are and who the bad readers are. I was always one of the best readers, but I didn't actually pay attention to what I was reading. I did that. I like zoned out and just whatever word came next is the word that came out of my mouth. And all I focused on was clarity and pronunciation. So I'd be like, and then Hamlet went to Ophelia and just read it like a fucking robot. And then I've learned to do that with even like longer, more boring text things. And it's really weird with my ADHD. You know, when you drive and you like wake up and you're at your destination, you're like, how did I get here? I could do that with reading.
That's a medical
completely involuntarily.
Really?
Yeah. Well, the road puts you under a state of hypnosis.
Oh yeah, big time.
But I used to run trainings at work where part of the demand that management was making for the training was I would have to read an entire huge, like 3-page full text back and forth document out loud. I finish it in like 2.5 minutes. I just like blast through it like, and then the generator turbine starts and goes to 9,800 RPM, blah, 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 and like the people reading along with me would have to be like, yo, slow the fuck down. My ears don't work that fast.
Yeah. Yeah, like I have gotten to the point where I used to be like that. And in radio, that's not normally a good thing. I've gotten to a point to almost write it out with my hand as I'm talking. But I'll also get punchy. So the mic needs to be like much higher than I like normally have it. Because like I'll sit there and like I'll pull up.
That motherfucker.
Yeah. Like I'll pull up like a bit of text here about the Silverball Museum. And like I'll read it in my like commercial voice. And I'll do, celebrate at Silverball. Plan a party to remember. No matter what you're celebrating with your friends, family, or coworkers, pinball is fun for everyone.
I really want to learn.
Doing these like hand motions actually helps me pronounce the words and like almost like I'm conducting a band. Like pinball is fun for everyone.
Gotcha.
And it helps me kind of enunciate the words and like do all that kind of stuff. So anyone else who's just watching me try to read something, they think I'm going insane because I'm literally just like I'm holding my paper and like I got my paper in one hand, like in this little like pinch grip kind of thing. And my other hand's over here just like, and then this is what exactly we're going to do.
Yes. The Gia Quint Orchestra is playing again.
Pretty much. And the way our studios are set up at work, I'll be in like our one production studio and out the one window is the main on-air studio. So every now and then the show will be on commercial break and the one host will literally just turn there and stare at me directly in my eyes as I'm sitting there like doing one of these things. And I'm just like, come
Make
on.
uncomfortable eye contact back at them.
Oh, I do. I've gotten to that point now where like he'll stare at me and I'll just be like, and then I'm going to be doing this.
And he
right
looks
here
at me,
on this radio station.
and I look at him, and he looks at me.
And it's just a lot of like, and I'm like flapping around, like really conducting the orchestra there.
Yeah,
but it helps me get the words across.
Again, I do both. So I also have the ADHD ready thing. So I could just zone out. I won't retain any of what I'm saying.
Oh, fuck no.
I, like whatever I'm talking about, it's out.
Someone could ask me the words that just came out of my mouth, and I'd be like, I don't know.
Yep, nope, no idea.
I'm in the zone.
You cut me off while I was reading this. I don't know where I left off. Someone's gonna have to say it. I got nothing.
Where are we?
So I'm like that. I can get there, but then also when I'm talking, like in the big rooms and stuff like that, where I actually have to just talk, I go that route because the Italian with the hands and the thing.
Mamma mia.
So I'm always slowing myself down because I also have to gesture while I speak.
Being a great value Italian, yes.
It just, you get the best of both worlds.
You're not a great value Italian.
I'm not Italian except for my dad being adopted by an Italian family.
Oh, right. You told me that. Hence the last
Is
name.
indeed great value Italian.
So
I say we all have very Italian last names.
Yeah. I'm great value Italian. Grandfather straight off the boat Italian.
At least you're not
Grandmother
Italian by
Dutch.
injection.
I don't like that.
I do.
Oh no.
Oh yeah.
Oh
How's Cat Cam? Is he still?
He is not.
He's not over there.
Gone.
I
Hey,
thought he would just be passed out.
I want to talk about the D&D books. I know we got it on the list.
I thought you were breaking up with
We
us.
do have him on the list.
We need to talk.
We need to
It
talk.
wouldn't be live.
It's about D&D.
and it wouldn't be in that voice.
Hey, I just want you to know I'm leaving you.
In a world.
There's another podcast I found with prettier hosts.
It's not hard.
That's fair. Understandable.
That's not true. You're both handsome gentlemen.
So I did have it on my list. They haven't. Well, they've confirmed it, but they haven't confirmed the prices, which is probably the scariest part.
Yeah.
Is Wizards of the Coast on a path of self-suicide? I know self-suicide's redundant, but like they're trying super hard, so I felt the need to accentuate that.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I understand everything is getting more expensive. That it just is. At least they're not increasing the digital cost. I'd say they should
Give it time.
reduce the digital cost.
I think they found out that they couldn't charge what they wanted to charge when D&D Beyond took an enormous hit and are trying to make up some of that loss. And I think this is just going to be another one of those things where like an already troubled company takes another troubled step. And I hate increasing the cost of entry for anything. Like D&D is supposed to be accessible, but the core rule books are already like $80 for the three of them, right?
They were $50 each, right?
Separately. Yeah.
Yeah.
But you could buy the combo, the non-special edition combo.
I don't even know anymore.
Yeah. Well, but I don't like that is becoming less accessible for some people by becoming more expensive.
Yeah.
It just does not feel good.
I
I know
personally
the SRD is free, but
I personally go to a library website. It's like zlib or like onelib or something like that.
They got sued.
don't say that ever.
Well, I don't even know the name.
Don't.
I don't even know the name of the place.
Don't even insinuate it exists. Because there's someone from Wizards like with just sat bolt upright in their bed going,
I heard someone's making money off us for free. Someone's enjoying us, so they're paying us.
Those bastards.
So the D&D
Vecna
core
rises
rule
out of the
book
fucking bed.
gift set is $80.
Yeah, yeah. But I would be
For
bummed
now.
to hear that is increasing because
is.
that's I don't know if they meant the new book
They
or all
said
books.
all books.
Yeah, I hate
All
That's so
physical
dumb.
books.
That's so dumb.
So we'll see what the actual increase is going to be. That's going to be I think the make or break is, are they
Yeah.
raising the prices $5? Are they raising the prices $10? Are they going to knock the prices up like 20% and raise it $20? Like what are we looking at here?
that. Yeah. Yep.
That's going to be the whole kind of thing. I don't like that they didn't just come out and say it. They like,
It was very
how do you
shady.
yeah, you're going to beat around the bush like, "Oh, well, we have to raise our prices because everything is more expensive. Digital costs are going to be the same, but physical is going to be more." And it's like, you're not going to tell us?
Yeah, like
You've already made the decision because you wrote this email. So are you trying to gauge how angry people are going to be? And then that's what you're going to gauge how extra it's going to cost?
I guarantee you, if someone's in there, they're just like they have their finger on the button and they're just like, all right,
How bad's the community backlash going to be on this one?
45, 50,
Someone lights a torch.
50,
47.
47.
Torch gets lowered.
Pitchfork up.
48?
Yeah, we could take pitchforks.
It's like, okay, there's only like 5 people with torches. Even 50?
Oh, they did release a price, I guess, today. The source books have remained. Oh no. So they, as of 2014, the MSRP was $59.99. The new set will release to $69.95. So they are really
Not nice.
$10 up.
Yeah, this is the one instance for with the number 69 where I will say not nice.
Yeah. 20%. I was right, 20%.
Despite it being a meme, fuck you, Watsy.
You did not need a 20% increase for pages. That's... We all
And
know.
now that's something that's been out for how long?
Well, it's
This
going
is-
forward. They didn't specify.
This is probably still resultant of like Wizards of the Coast lawyers telling them that, or not lawyers, I guess, but like their marketing department or whatever telling them that they're under monetized, and if they can't squeeze it out in the
probably.
reference, the source for D&D, then they're going to try to squeeze it out elsewhere. I just think it's
This is
BS.
they took a hit when a lot of people stopped playing because the last dumb fucking thing they did. So now they're, I guess, trying to bring it back, and this is an easy way to do it.
Yeah.
Add 20% on all the books.
Yeah, I hate that.
Yeah.
Not a fan.
And now they're just pushing people back to digital because a ton of people cut their subscriptions.
Good.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Well, that's
Like, I'm always in for large companies just failing.
yeah, I mean, it's one of those things where it's like you don't want to see it fail because like you like the game.
Yeah.
But then like on the other hand, it's like what's it going to take for them to stop and just be normal? If like we could just cap capitalism, that'd be cool. If we could just set an upper limit and be like, congratulations, you won. We'll throw you a pizza party. Stop. That'd be cool.
Yeah. We'll give you a pizza party, make you feel real loved and special.
Just like they do to all of us.
Right?
Get a pizza party.
Oh, throw them pizza, they'll be fine.
And then like after you hit a certain number of money, you just don't get what's left. You just like, oh, that's revenue? No, it's not. It goes back. I don't know where. Give it to poor people. I don't know. Like, we'll just roll that back. You won capitalism. Congratulations. You're still rich as all hell. You just don't need, after that, whatever that cap is, you don't need it. You don't. You don't need 37 planes. You don't need 800 houses.
But like
you're
38 would be like really awesome to have. And like I need that 38th plane.
Yeah, I really need to go to one house every week for the rest of my life.
And also, if I'm at that house, what if I need to go to the other house? I can't take that plane to go to the other place.
Yeah, I'm not going to sit with all those poor people.
Yeah.
I need my own plane.
I'm not going to sit with the poor people in first class.
God, I have to
what is
sleep
this, a coach?
next to somebody else 15 feet away from me? Gross.
I didn't inherit all of this money just to sit with the normal people.
My father worked so hard for this.
Oh, who am I kidding? He inherited it too.
Okay, Mr. Rockefeller, calm down.
It's more common than you think.
I know. I want to be that. I want to be the problem.
Like I said,
I want to be so rich people complain about me. I'm just saying.
I just like yes, but also I would cap it. Like after I hit like if I get rich enough to like what's like more than enough? What is more 20 million?
See, here's the problem, right? Not everything can just be defined as like how much money this person has sitting in the bank. When you say like a net worth, right? If someone has a $100 million net worth, most likely that's all in assets that they own, right? Or like a company, someone owns a company, a private company. They have that company is worth that much money. It's not like they're just automatically
then there's
a couple billion dollars. Like there are people that are that like hoard their wealth like a fucking dragon sitting in a gold hoard. Bezos, but
get the art that's worth like I paid $47 million for this piece of art, and it's like literally a marshmallow with like a smiley face on it. And you're like, cool.
I'm okay if the person with a lot of money treats the people that work for them really well, and it doesn't feel like they're profiting off slave labor. Elon Musk, but yeah, if they're bastards about it, fuck them.
Yeah. I think there needs to be a cap. I think at some point, like, congratulations.
You win capitalism.
Yeah, there should be a cap. Like, 100 million, 150 million. Congratulations. You did it. Okay.
But there's not even a cap for that in societies that are non-capitalism.
Yeah, they just don't get that high.
That's not true. The richest people in Russia are the oligarchs that control the country alongside Putin. It's an oligarchy.
I don't think Russia counts for like several other reasons.
Yeah, well, it's like that in many other countries.
I'm just saying there should be a cap.
I don't know how we would feasibly institute that change. I don't like.
That's not my job.
I think
I'm never getting there, so
I think when people start hoarding a lot of money and
Mike-
not putting anything back into the economy, that's a huge problem.
Yeah, my great grandfather didn't invent or steal a bunch of land, and so I don't get to make those decisions. It's just where we're at.
Yeah.
Or I'm not a celebrity, so I don't get to make those decisions.
We're trying, damn it.
the day we
Watch
make
our
$5,
stream so we can make everybody's life better.
I'm trying.
we have hobbies, guys.
We could be like Mr. Beast.
I would love to be like Mr. Beast.
Mm-hmm.
I would love
is-
to be like,
that is-
your charity to plant 80 billion trees? Boom, funded. Got him.
Yeah, that's
Haha,
that
prank video.
that-
It's actually 100 million trees.
That is what we should be doing after the cap. You get to 150 million, every other money just goes to shit like that. You win. Congratulations. Even though you're an asshole
I hate
and you
to
get a
break it
bunch
to
of
you,
money.
150 million is not that much money.
I know. I mean like cash assets. Like you have 150 million in cash and your other crap. Congratulations.
Congratulations, you have just discovered the tax code, my friend.
Oh, I'm aware of the tax code.
Yeah.
But it's not enough.
A skyscraper in Manhattan costs like $4 billion. Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's where people have their money tied up in that are like ultra rich assets. My problem is when people have a shit ton of money and just don't put it back in anything because that hurts the economy. That like buying a $500 million yacht doesn't do anything for the economy.
No.
Does
there's
a
like
lot
the
for the guy that
37
sells you
chefs.
the yacht.
Yeah. He's like, I'm retired forever. My great grandson retired.
His grandson might have to pick up a part-time job, but like
I don't even know what I would do if I was so rich that I didn't have to work. Like I would
be
probably
so bored.
I'd still work.
I have talked about it a million times. If
I need
I
fulfillment.
ever hit the lottery and made like 500 million or whatever, like when it hits to like the billion point, after a billion, after the taxes, you're probably going to get about 5 and change. Like, what do you do with that?
I would immediately pay off all my friends' houses. I would give them gift money with no like stipulation on any of that shit. Like no
I'd straight up buy a neighborhood for like the people I like the most.
like a whole cul-de-sac.
No,
kind of thing.
no, the neighborhood, Bob. Like, I already talked about it here. If I hit the lottery, I would buy, because I'm on a cul-de-sac, I would buy the other 6 houses around the cul-de-sac and then just put a gate in the front of it and just connect all of these, like, underground tunneled to my property. Like, is that a dumb way to spend the money? Yes, absolutely.
100%.
Very stupid. But, like, I would have dumb money. It would be like, I don't even know what to do with it.
Better idea. Okay. You buy all the houses, you connect them, you tear up the road, the cul-de-sac. You put a main room chamber kind of thing underground.
A moat.
Ooh, a moat around it. But you put a main chamber there underground under the cul-de-sac, and that's like the main meeting point.
But you get like real culty with it. Like you
Yes.
wear dark robes and have like smoke rising from the sewer vents, but then like only go there and like play Dungeons and Dragons and watch movies. Nothing nefarious whatsoever.
yeah, it's like a theater down there.
I would pay someone like $80,000 a year to just sit by the front gate to just tell people that they can't come in. Don't need
Even if they weren't trying to.
Even if they were
someone on the other side of the street, hey, you can't come in here. Just what? Yeah, but you can't come in here. I wasn't trying to. I understand. I just want you to know.
You're doing great. Thanks.
Sir, I'm the mailman.
And I'm going to pay that guy like way too much money.
Yeah, way too much. Your job
His
is
grandkid, part-time.
like, I would do dumb crap like that. But like, yeah, everyone I knew who I liked would be like, yeah, you don't have no loans anymore. I have no loans anymore. Let's buy some dumb shit. Let's have some fun. But then even that, like, How much can you possibly spend?
Have
I've
so
said
much
it
fun.
once.
MTV wants to make a show about you.
I've said it once. I'll say it again. I'm going to buy a fucking fighter jet. It doesn't need to have any weapons,
That would be amazing.
but I want one.
Didn't Whistle and Diesel just buy a fucking tank?
Yeah, but you get tank.
It doesn't have
Tank.
the
Fighter
the
jet's
thing
where it's
sealed.
at.
I know.
I don't know how the hell he pulled that off.
That'd be amazing.
I mean, it looked a lot of fun. He rammed directly through a bus. And boy, did that look fun.
Yeah, but
Touche.
still only 3 degrees of freedom there.
No, I don't know. A tank has a lot of degrees of freedom.
But a jet has more. I have an unhealthy. At some
if we're
point,
counting
I am
freedom
going
units-
to be a pilot.
It takes a lot. I mean, you absolutely
I
can.
know it's $10,000 for like a license, like to
Yeah.
get the license.
So-
and then usually you could do like a pilot share to own part of a plane, but
So-
like fuck.
So my father-in-law wanted to fly.
Mm-hmm.
He went to take a lesson, signed up, went there, blah blah. He's like, "All right, so do I get to fly?" And the pilot's like, "What?" And he's like, "Do I get to like control and you help?" He's like, "No,
No, not for like
You have like
100 hours.
it's like 1,000
No, it's 100 in air hours.
in air."
Yeah.
But it was the training before that. He needed to go through all the training. And
Oh
everything,
yeah, of
and
course.
So
Like you got to take the course.
yeah, you got to take everything. He didn't do that. He just went in cold.
You know when you get into one of those realms on like YouTube or TikTok or Instagram Reels where you've entered unknown territory and people start making jokes that you don't understand. So because of my unhealthy obsession with airplanes, I got into like private pilot Instagram Reels, and the one I saw that was like when your kid's sitting side by side with you and he's been playing with the radio and all of a sudden you notice you've been escorted by fighter jets, and he zooms in on the frequency and it says 7,500, and I'm like, okay, someone's gonna have to explain that to me. Apparently it's like an emergency frequency that you would go on if like something like absolutely terrible happens, like police action, terrorists, and if you go on that channel you will get like intercepted and escorted to the nearest airport.
Oh no.
Good to know.
Like that's at least the context I got out of the joke. Please, if that's wrong, I'm sorry. It's just like what somebody explained in one of the comments. But I knew I had gone too far into researching this hobby when I started hitting memes about it and had to ask people to explain them to me.
I don't know if I would enjoy being a pilot.
I'd be nervous.
In theory, well, I wouldn't be nervous at all. That would never be. I just don't know if I would enjoy, based on like what I've like game wise. No, but I think that's different because I can't move around. I can't actively look. Like we're not there yet in the gaming area to kind of get a real feel for what it would actually be like in a plane. So I don't think it does anything for me personally. I wouldn't mind it. It'd probably be fun to like, I'm flying a plane, yay. But I don't know if it would do anything for me personally. I think I would be more of like a boat. But I like again,
No, I wanna, like-
ignorant dumb boat. Like
I want to go up in a plane and do fucking like barrel rolls and flips and fuck. Like I don't want a Cessna, dude. I want a fucking jet.
yeah.
I want to fly across the ground inverted and feel like nothing but God and the lack of fuel can
Like
stop me.
your own Top Gun kind
Yes.
of moment.
Yeah.
Dude, the most dangerous thing I ever found out is it only costs $250,000 to buy an entry-level trainer jet. That's only like 30 years old. And yes, it will require mechanical work. Yes, they're expensive to maintain. And yes, sometimes the wait list for a hangar is like 2 fucking years. But can you imagine just be like, hey, guys, I can't hang out today. I got to go fly my jet.
Sorry guys, no D&D. I'm flying
I'm
today.
flying my jet today.
See, I would be the opposite. I would want a submarine.
That I would be terrified of, more so than the plane.
Oh, it'd be for
Have
me.
you ever been on a submarine?
Yup.
Fucking terrifying, right?
Yep.
I didn't think it was terrifying.
I felt like a fucking sardine.
I get claustrophobic as it is.
I
I
don't
do
get
not.
claustrophobic, and I hated it.
Oh, that was
If
fine.
if anything happens, you can't open the hatch and swim up. You're just fucked. There's no recovery.
Well, that's like mostly planes
You
too.
can eject from a plane. There's a whole separate seat for that with a parachute. Yeah, you'll have scoliosis for the rest of your life, but you'll fucking live. If you sink in a submarine, you're just fucked. You're done. No recovery.
Well, you don't sink most of the time.
Yes, you do. Major
get
failures
shot
with
down.
ballast just make you sink. Fires are a huge problem on submarines. You know what happens when your plane lights on fire? You go like that and you're on the ground in 2 minutes. You know what happens when your submarine lights on fire?
You're also on the
Hope it
ground.
still goes up.
Yeah, I don't know. I would be a submarine thing, but it wouldn't be like mechanical failure that would scare me. It would be like, the wildlife.
In a sub?
Like
Oh, yeah.
20,000 leagues under the sea kind of stuff.
Yeah.
How are you afraid of an octopus when you're in a metal tube?
It would be the big ones.
You are reading far too much old ocean fantasy. The
all we
megalodon
know.
and giant octopuses don't exist anymore, Joe.
They made a new shark movie.
Can we real quick talk about the cat cam right now?
What the fuck? Is he angry?
What a creep.
What's he doing?
He's just fucking chilling. He's like, is this thing on? Sorry, wait.
I like-
We already agreed on the big boys.
Is this thing on?
I like that he's looking at the sign.
Am I famous?
Is this mine? Is this my sign? Hi. What? Oh,
This is my good angle.
it's funny because he's looking at all the
So
spots
majestic.
on the cam. Like he's looking at the lights that are on the stream, like the on our
overlay.
On our overlay, he looked at like the lights. He looked at the cat cam sign.
Do you like my cat goatee? I just trimmed it.
Am I capturing the essence of baby?
100%.
So confused.
Why does it look like there's a spoon on my tummy? Oh, it's because I like to eat.
What you doing there, buddy?
He's like, where's the rest of the catnip,
I think,
motherfucker?
I think the problem is he sniffed a lot of catnip.
Now he's spacing.
Yeah, I don't know if he knows where he is right now.
Well, I found what our teaser Instagram reel is going to be. Would you like to see what you look like?
As he looks down.
I don't think he's going to answer you, Bob.
Yeah, you never know. He does meow loudly.
He is high as shit.
He probably also.
There. Now you can see yourself.
Oh, you confused him.
Oh, God. Now he's going to
Bobby?
sniff the camera. Is that me? No.
Wait a minute.
He's so confused. He had too much of the nip.
A fool. All big stretchies.
Nice. Nice stretch.
Is he going to plop? No. I don't know what he's going to do. Walk away confused.
I think we're having more fun with this cat cam than
We
need to.
definitely are. This is the best edition we've ever made for the show. Forget any of the live cooking shows, any of our interviews, going to Boston.
He's sniffing
It looks like
outside.
he's sniffing the cat cam sign now
Yeah.
because of where it's placed. Baby.
Oh, good yawn.
Good job, buddy.
That was 10 out of 10. He's
All
like, oh, that tastes.
What else do we
good.
have? What else do we have on the docket today?
I have that on the tech news. New video cards suck, and everyone should be sad about it.
My video card is pushing 5 years old, and it's still about half as powerful as the newest card out.
A little less than half at this point, but yeah, still for 5 years. But now it's so what they're doing now is they're releasing all the budget cards.
Yeah.
These are all like the 4060 Ti's and like the 6600 XTs and whatnot.
Right.
And NVIDIA is just out of their fucking minds because they're targeting 1080p gaming, but they're charging $400 for the cards. And they could play 1080p on like medium to high settings for $400.
So can shit from like 3 years ago.
That's been the problem.
Yeah.
They're like putting these benchmarks up and they're like, guys, like you could just go back to like a 20 series and you'd be fine for the same price. You actually probably get more performance.
Yeah.
The only thing that they're pushing is these new like codecs, like the AV1 codecs and stuff like that, which is good if you're trying to do like streaming and stuff like that. But outside of that, it's not really doing much for you.
That and DLSS, right?
Well, those are in the old ones. So
well,
that started with the 20 series.
So there's nothing really redeeming about them at all.
So it's the codecs. Everyone was like, well, maybe it's better power consumption, and then nope. And then they were like, well, maybe
way worse.
Maybe it's the heat, and they were like, no, that's the same too.
Also no.
So these cards are just bad. They're bad because the prices are insane. They would be good if they were priced normal, but Nvidia is out of their whole goddamn mind. AMD, before they even released the card, cut the prices. And all the streamers were like, they had their videos set, like all the tech guys had their videos, had to redo their videos because they were like, initially, here's was our ending. It's bad and you shouldn't get it. And then after the price cut, they were like, it's not that bad for that price and it's okay now. But, like, is that where we're at? Is just everything is more expensive now, so we just bash the prices up? Like, is that where we're at in the world?
It's inflation.
I don't know if it's inflation, though.
It is. Chips got hit hard with inflation.
I'd like to say it was if they didn't continually have to show their profits because they're probably traded.
Any tech and chip manufacturing always goes up in wartime.
Well,
and because of COVID, because the government printed money, we're also dealing with inflation. So it's a little bit of both, unfortunately.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I mean, I get that, but then
But I don't want it to be.
You
know what I mean?
It's not just that. It's like, oh, we have to raise the prices because, everything's a little bit more expensive. And then they're like, here's our quarterly meeting. We're making record profits. It's like, okay, well,
yeah.
Maybe don't say that you're releasing record, profit revenue.
They have to.
I get that, but then don't be like, well, the prices just are higher because they have to be. No, they don't. Your revenue says otherwise.
Yeah, we just want to make more money.
You just want the money, and I get that.
I want to buy my 39th yacht.
How am I going to race them if I don't have two? Duh.
The second one's for when the first one breaks down.
The winners get a raise and the losers get flogged for my enjoyment.
I don't have repair money. We just keep buying new ones. That's why I need the money.
How will my third wife and I get a raw out of this if someone's not getting whipped?
Maybe I'll even be able to meet my fourth wife.
My third wife and future fourth wife race. Whoever wins, I marry.
They get the pleasure of marrying me and the other out of the will.
So that was one of my last updates. My last update was that I might have potential video game burnout.
Really?
Yeah. It's been rough lately. You get down, long day, you finally sit down at your desk, and then you just stare at your screen because you don't know what to play.
I was exactly like that until Tears of the Kingdom came out, and now it's all I've been doing. I'm actually debating taking a day off of work this week so I can play Tears of the Kingdom.
It was the best. We had these like team meeting kind of things, and like I would have the meeting going on, but like it had nothing to do with me. It was a lot more training for like a different section of our team. And it literally had nothing to do with me, but it was cool to like listen in and learn about that. So I'd listen in and learn about that while playing Tears of the Kingdom. I mean, why not?
So I feel the video game burnout pretty hard lately too. Like before Tears of the Kingdom came out, I really was struggling to play a lot of like anything single player. And then even then, some of the multiplayer games, like I like playing Val with our group and I like playing CSGO with our group, but I'm like dog shit at both those things. So sometimes I play it for a couple games and I'm like, all right, this is actually stressing me out now and I'm not having fun. I'm not into games the way I was a couple of years ago, and it's pretty disappointing. I haven't been into a game really since I was into like MechWarrior Online. I haven't been that into a game in a long time. I get spurts of being into a game, like Star Citizen occasionally pulls me back super hard, but that only lasts like a week and a half, and then I kind of just drop back out of it because you know where the game is in the development process, where it probably always will be. Nothing's come out from a multiplayer perspective for me in a long time that's been any kind of captivating, and I think that problem might be that I don't know what I'm expecting anymore. One of the things that I kind of kept coming back to was maybe I don't like video games as much anymore because I've found other experiences that are like, I guess, more engaging to me than video games. So it's hard to get back out of a D&D session, one that I'm DMing or playing in, and then jump back into video games and feel like fulfilled in the same way. And that's not really a knock on D&D. It's more of just as I've had more fun and better experiences in a more like free form and creative way, sometimes I find the limiting nature of video games to be a too similar experience. Like, it just doesn't compare. When I'm not playing D&D and I'm doing something else, I'm often wishing that I could be playing D&D. The only other thing that really hits that sweet spot for me is like the dice making, woodworking, CNC and laser cutter, like making stuff. Really, like I'll go hard in on that. If I need something made and it has a purpose and I want to get like a little flourish in it, that engages me in the same way that playing D&D engages me because I get to be creative. I'm finding over time video games aren't hitting that sweet spot anymore. Even the stuff that was competitive, like I went back and tried to play MechWarrior Online and I didn't enjoy it in the same way. And a lot of the games that I am kind of enjoying now, I've noticed are more based on my nostalgia and love for games than they are in the new experience. Like I loved Breath of the Wild. I'm loving Tears of the Kingdom, but I've been a Zelda diehard fan as long as I've been playing video games. And if it was like, I never even thought to play Genshin Impact, and it's basically the same game. So I think that's just because I like the Zelda series, not specifically because the game's really good. Otherwise, I would play similar games and enjoy them, but I have no drive to.
I think that's where I'm at, but worse. Like, even, like, I go back now and I'll end up playing older games, like old games. Like, I'll go back to, like, Dreamcast or PlayStation or PS2 for some of the classics. That I enjoyed when I was like, middle school, high school. And I think that's where I sit and I'm like, all right, I want to play a game. What do I want to play? Okay, I just can't play single player games anymore. I don't know why. It just doesn't hold my interest remotely at all. I actually tried to play the new Zelda game. I booted it up on my emulator. I bought the game, Nintendo. I just wanted to play it at a locked frame rate.
No, you're not allowed.
So I cranked the settings. I actually sent a screenshot to the chat. That was
amazing.
It was running at like, I think 6K with
proper anti-aliasing.
Yeah, proper anti-aliasing, FSR on to make it even cleaner, and then something else.
You didn't get frame dips. No, I'm telling you.
No, I actually unlocked it.
Fucking struggling in some of these places.
I unlocked it and I was getting like 119 frames a second.
Nice. Nice.
So, it was locked at 30. It was a good time, and I played it for like half hour, 40 minutes. I got through the whole thing, and I got to like the whatever part where you're starting to like actually play and collect stuff, and I was just like, well, that was a session, I guess. I have no, because I didn't grow up with Zelda. I don't have any of the nostalgia. I haven't really played any of them. So for me, I'm coming in pretty much clean slate here. And I'm like, that was a thing. I don't really have any connection or want to turn it back on again. But cool experience, I guess. I understand how it works now. But that's kind of how I've been with a lot of games. And I don't really know how to fix it or if it even is fixable. I've been having a little bit of fun playing multiplayer games with people, but that's just because I'm playing with other people. So that's what's keeping my interest is the other people.
Yeah.
And I think that's been my whole problem with video game stuff is it's the other people that I'm playing to enjoy. I'm not enjoying it by myself. Even like I've been getting back into CSGO with friends. If no one's on, I can't turn the game on. I just
I feel the same way.
Even though I do like the game. Like I know you turn it on, you play a couple games, and you're like, well, that was good, and now I'm frustrated. Like I can turn it on.
That scratched the itch in my brain, and I'm good now.
Yeah.
No, that's not the way it is for me.
No, yeah, it's the opposite.
It's more like I play it until I get too mad to keep playing.
So like I'm not there. I'll play for a really long time and I'll have a good time. I just cannot turn it on if I'm alone.
Yeah, but you're not playing it for the experience of the game. You're playing it for the experience of hanging out with your friends.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I guess that's
Well,
where
that's
I'm at with
why-
a lot of games.
I've been following like our friend Jake. I follow him game to game now.
Yeah.
We were playing Sea of Thieves. I was all in on Sea of Thieves. And we were playing Valorant. I was all in on Valorant, even though I fucking hate it. We were playing CSGO, and I fell down the CSGO loot box rabbit hole for a week, and I'm never doing that again.
I told you not to.
Yeah, I know.
I was there. I tried.
I needed to scare myself away from it. I put in like $200 and I only got like 70 back out of it, but I knew it was gambling going in, and I was okay losing that money.
I will say for me, before playing D&D, I would fall into the Skyrim hole. And I'd be like, oh, I'm going to play Skyrim. I'll beat it. It'll be fun. I'm going to do the different, like, Stormcloak side or the other side and all that kind of thing. But then playing D&D, I'm like, but that's, I guess my character has to do it this way. Like, it
Yeah.
ruined
It
that
doesn't give you the
style
degree of
game.
freedom.
Yeah.
I think that's why I was talking, like, I thought I had a great idea. I was very obviously not alone. I was like, man, I can't wait for RPGs to come out and have, like, ChatGPT enabled in it, where it's like, I punched a villager in the face, and then I'm going to go talk to another villager. And the other villager's like, dude, you just punched that guy in the face. Like, I can't wait until games are there. And apparently it is indeed a Skyrim mod. Someone put ChatGPT into Skyrim. So I guess that'll be fun soon, hopefully.
Eventually.
Where, like, yeah, you get, like,
If AI doesn't take over the world.
yeah, like, it'd be fun to play a game where, like...
Don't get me started.
Oh, I have a fun side story about that real quick, but we'll get there. But I just don't know where I'm at. Like, I've been thoroughly enjoying board games more and more. We've been having like random board game nights here and there.
Could we potentially play some of those when I am available and not exclusively when I cancel the D&D session?
Because that's just how it goes. We want to play D&D.
You know, I still have yet to play that racing game that I bought at PAX.
I didn't want to harsh your vibe when you were buying it because you seemed really into it, but I was like, there's no way he's going to get into that.
There hasn't been a time.
Yeah, I just haven't had time to read the instructions. Like,
I
I
know.
want to bring it.
Yeah.
I
mean, I
haven't had the time.
I have Hero Quest, and I haven't opened that, and now I have the 2 expansion packs because
I did finally put it all together, though.
So there's that.
Baby steps. And I did almost bought the new expansion that they just came out with on Kickstarter.
Oh no, it begins. But yeah, no, like I've been really enjoying board games because I think it scratches the games with friends, but that you don't have to, I guess, deal with the video game part that might not be that great lately.
Screens.
It's not the screens that bother me. I think the games have just kind of gotten like the same repetitive. Even phone games have gotten like they're all Flash games from 2004, but now there's
Reskinned.
microtransactions.
Yeah.
Like now you only get 8 energy to play the game for 4 hours unless you buy more. It's like I could just go to like archive.org and play the OG game for free for like 47 hours.
I don't feel like I've played a lot of games recently that don't feel like a company trying to rake me for money out of them.
Yeah.
Honestly, like even like when I played Apex, right? There was nothing performance changing about spending money in the game, but everything is so heavily advertised. There's new like skin events every 2 weeks.
Yeah.
There's constantly events going on. They're constantly trying to get you to spend money. And I spent a lot of money on loot boxes, but I don't want to anymore. Like I'm kind of done with that shit.
I think that's where like there's a shift happening where like the board games are fun and you buy them once and then that's the board game. Yeah. Like you're having fun. You don't have to buy. Yeah, you can get the expansions, but like there's no microtransactions afterwards. Like, oh, you want to upgrade that card? $4.99. We can get your foil. Like it's not like, you know, I don't think you have to deal with that anymore. And I think that's why there's kind of been, and I don't think we're alone in this shift because it seems like board games are becoming more popular. Just as I mean, I'm seeing it in more and more stores where it's like there's a board game section and it's bigger than it's been before.
The Target game section is awesome.
Yeah.
Now.
Yeah. And like the Kickstarters, there's more and more board games hitting Kickstarters. I just think that we are, because I think the problem that happened in gaming was that it became profitable, loot boxes became a thing, skins, and then all of these huge companies came in and started buying all of these fucking game companies. So now there's like 7 big game companies releasing games. And you could tell because they all look the same.
Yeah.
There's no more, if an indie game does well, they get purchased.
Yeah.
And
so here's my theory on why why board games are coming back now and having a bit of a resurgence. Pandemic. We were all stuck at home. Only thing anyone could really do to interact face to face was internet. Zoom, Discord, FaceTime, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Now people are coming out. They want to do something in person.
Yeah.
And you can play board games in person. You're still playing a game. You're getting that little dopamine kick in the back of your head that's like, man, this is a lot of fun. I like this.
Yeah.
And you're being social and you can hang out with your friends and all that kind of stuff. It's like hanging out playing some games on Discord, but it's in real life.
Yeah.
And I feel like the pendulum is swinging the other way.
There are just some aspects of interacting with your friends that cannot be duplicated online.
No.
Like, as much as I appreciate the fact that we could play D&D online during the pandemic, as soon as it was an option to not do that, I switched back.
Yeah.
You definitely miss a core part of, like, I guess the intention of the game when you're not playing it in person.
Yeah. And not only that, but you also miss that, like, the side conversations.
Oh, I
That,
did.
like-
I didn't miss those at all. If you're at my table and I'm not talking to you, shut up.
Well, like not even that, but
I know,
like
I
even
know.
like the little like glances. Like in our D&D session, Joe's character and my character are part of like a little, not a cult, and like I'll like while something else is going on, I'll turn to Joe, and be like, "Do I do something stupid?"
It's always yes. The
And
answer's
Joe's
always yes.
answer is always yes, but it's those little like,
Can confirm.
I'm thinking option A or option B.
I was like, why not?
Without telling him what the options are.
Yeah.
But like it's those little things that you don't get when you're playing online because it's the same fucking volume as you talking, which makes it sound like I'm trying to talk over you, who's trying to talk to this person who's talking over that person. Like
Yeah.
it
There's
just turns
also-
into a cacophony of voices.
Because of the slight delay, I feel like it also screws with the pacing of some of the
yeah.
conversations.
Oh yeah.
Big
Where
time.
like people accidentally try to talk over each other and things like that. I'm glad we had it. I'm glad we had the capability to keep playing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
At
I
least
just
it was
think
there.
board games and D&D is such a better experience face to face.
I just think that's becoming a better experience because of the video game market on top of that.
Yeah.
Like where we are in video games, it ain't it.
You know what some of my biggest problems in multiplayer games are now? Matchmaking. I really liked in Sea of Thieves how you could kind of just run into anybody and do anything. It could be people brand into the game. It could be sweats. Whenever I've been playing a game with matchmaking, it's been a really terrible experience because the game decides you play at a certain level and you can only play people at that level. I cannot play a game where I used to be very good, go back to it, and still have fun. I can't boot up Apex, play it, and have fun because it's only going to put me with people who were as good as I was when I was playing it consistently, and the game remembers that. So when I spawn in, I'm playing like the best people in the world, and I'm not some of the best people in the world, but like up in maybe like the mid-top area, it's slim pickings for the best players in the world.
Yeah.
So they have to go down a step. I think I'm in that down a step. And it's not fun playing a game where you have to hyper focus. You have to be like super on top of your game. Like, I don't want to play games like that anymore. I want to relax. I have way too much stress at work to come home and be stressed out over video games.
Yeah. That's kind of how iRacing does it. Like, they have your I rating and your safety rating. Your safety rating determines what class of vehicle you're allowed to drive.
Yeah.
And your I rating determines what split you're in. So, like, if you have an average split around, like, 1,200, you're with other people who are around that same split.
I understand.
If you're higher like me, you get put in, like, some of the top splits, and the top splits will have people all the way up to, like, 10,000, like, professionals. Like, the other night, I was in a race. Not a lot of people were joining because it was, like, 11:30 at night. I was in a race with an actual NASCAR driver.
Dang.
Fucking douchebag.
Really?
Oh, yeah. He's the kind of person that, like, it's a video game. So he's going to treat it like a video game because, yeah, it's a video game.
Yeah.
So he's going to drive through you and wreck you and all that kind of stuff. And it's
Really?
your fault because you didn't get out of his way because he's a NASCAR driver.
Ooh.
Failed NASCAR Truck Series driver who lost his ride last year because he sucks. And now the guy who took over his ride has already gotten 2 wins this season.
Sucks to suck, bitch.
Yeah. And now he races part-time in the Xfinity Series, which good for him, but, like, he also sucks. Fun fact, I had to protest him in that race because he wrecked me.
Damn.
And I got an email back from them the next day saying, you know, your protest has gone through and the recipient
found a fault.
the recipient has been notified of the outcome.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Which means, yeah, that's a mark against them.
Got it.
Because they wrecked, were pissed off that they got wrecked, and drove right back onto the track instead of, like, staying on the side, waiting until it's clear to join the
What
race
a
again.
jackass.
Just drove right back up, drove into me, sent me into the wall, destroyed my car. His car was fine.
How?
The way we hit,
Oh.
kind of like, I
be like that.
glanced off of his door, but because I hit off at an angle, sent me up into the wall and destroyed the fuck out of my car.
Do be like that.
What a jackass.
So I got back out on the track and he was near me and I was racing him very hard. Fun fact, I was actually able to hold him up for about 3 laps. He
Hell
could
yeah.
not get around me.
Good.
And he was very mad. He was very upset. But, you know,
I'm not that good.
I didn't lose a NASCAR Truck Series ride because I suck in real life. He did.
Damn. Tell me how you really feel.
Fuck you, Derek Krause.
So next week on the stream, we're going to have Derek Krause.
He will be at Pocono.
Will he? Yeah. Oh, great. I have to stop Bob from fist fighting someone. Maybe I'll just film it. I don't know. We'll see how it goes
No,
over there.
stop. Wait, don't do that.
No, don't. Not until it's filming. Okay, now.
Which is funny. I'm in an iRacing Discord and I shared my story. And the first thing I did is I took a screenshot of his name in the series before the race even started. And I sent it in Discord. I'm like, oh God, I'm in danger. Race finishes. I go back on the Discord.
Well, you willed it in.
Well, I go back onto the Discord and they're like, all right, how many people did he wreck?
Oh, God.
And I'm like, 3, including me.
Oof. Okay, that's not good.
My premonition was correct. I was indeed in danger.
Did you tell him to choke on a mozzarella stick?
I did not. I should have,
Should have.
but I just
Just keep it going, Bob.
But now,
Why don't you go lose another series, idiot?
go lose another Truck Series ride, nerd.
So anyway.
So, but I guess this is a good jumping
That's a good
off
time
point,
to
right?
jump off. Yeah.
I'm a pull a Bob.
But yeah, this has been Tabletop Trio. As always, make sure you check us out on all the different social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, Twitch, twitch.tv/Tabletop Trio. We go live every Wednesday night around 8 o'clock-ish. The podcast goes up on all the major podcasting platforms. At some point, whenever I get around to editing it and throwing it together and all that fun stuff. Same with YouTube. So,
Still
all
working
that.
on that pizza thing. There's a lot of cuts. I don't mean, well, not also in the pizza, but like there were a lot of video cuts to switch back and forth. It's just taking a minute.
Yes, definitely. So yeah, that's that. Don't forget Sunday, June 4th, Silverball Museum, Asbury Park. Make sure you check us out there
And other big things in the works.
join us. Yes, there's going to be some more fun stuff too coming in the near future as well. So keep an eye out for those announcements and a whole lot more. So for one final time, I'm Bob.
I'm Joe.
I'm Bronson.
This has been the Tabletop Trio Podcast. Have a great week. We'll talk to you soon.